Hello students. So let us see the chapter number 6, composition of matter. In this chapter we are going to see about the compounds, types of compounds. To study the types of compounds, we will carry out this activity. Take the samples of camphor, washing soda, blue vitriol, sugar, glucose, urea, limestone, rust and common salt. For this activity, we need such type of arrangement. This is a tripod, burner, evaporating dish. So take one sample in the evaporating dish and heat the sample for some time. After heating, what changes you can see, just note down here. So after heating the sample, we come to know that there are some substances which after heating they leave some residue behind. Such substances are called as organic compounds. So simple way, you can also do one experiment at your home. Take sugar sample in the spoon, heat the sugar on the gas burner and watch the difference. See the difference. What we can see, first sugar melts, then water in the sugar evaporates, and at the last remaining behind the black color substances can be seen at the bottom. So this black colored residue or substance is called as carbon. So such substances which leave the carbon, black colored substance residue behind after burning, they are called as organic compounds. So in this way, which are the organic compounds from this list? After experiment you will come to know that camphor, sugar, glucose and urea, these four are the examples of organic compounds. So other substances, what will happen in that case? Other substances on heating they decompose, but for their decomposition they need strong heating. On strong heating, these substances they decompose and a very small quantity or nothing left behind as a residue. So these are called as inorganic compounds. Other than that, like the blue vitriol, limestone, rust, washing soda, common salt, these are the examples of inorganic compounds. Apart from that, there are again, in addition to this, third type of compounds called as complex compounds. So complex compounds has complex structure having more than one atom, and in the center of this structure one metal atoms are present. Examples are chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a complex compound. It contains magnesium as a metal in between the structure. Hemoglobin contains iron. Iron is present in the hemoglobin, and cyanocobalamin, that is vitamin B12, has cobalt. So these are the complex compounds in which the metal atom is present at the center of their structure. So in this way, this is broadly classification of the compounds. It means in the compounds are formed by chemical bonds. Formation of compounds is carried out by the chemical reaction. So how the compounds are formed, that we will see in the next part. Is it clear now? Now see, the next point is formation of compounds. So to carry out this, to see the formation of compound, we will do one experiment. Take sample of iron and sulfur. 7 gram of 7 gram sample in one dish. Other of sulfur is 4 gram. Take the two samples in two different dishes. Take horseshoe magnet. Move the magnet from both the samples. What you will see? You will see that being iron is a magnetic substance, the iron particles get attracted towards the horseshoe magnet. After some time, now same magnet if you move from sulfur, it will not attract. Okay. Now take together both the samples in one dish. Mix together by hand. Again test the material with the horseshoe magnet. What we will notice? We will notice that again same iron particles attract the magnet and sulfur particles left in the dish. It means just by mixing two substances, there is no new substances formed. The properties remain unchanged. Now what we will do? Now take both samples in such a evaporating dish or in a dish and heat the samples for some time. But mind it well, we have taken the samples in fixed quantity, 7 gram and 4 gram. 7:4, this fixed proportion is required. Take both samples in a dish and heat the material. After heating, what you will see? After heating, the material will start changing the color and all. Some changes happen in that. Then cool the material. Now test again the sample with the horseshoe magnet and observe the changes. So first you will see that in that new sample, the yellow color of sulfur having yellow color, and iron fillings or iron particles having blackish color. So after heating, the special characteristics yellow color of sulfur is disappeared. And again move the horseshoe magnet from that sample, you will see that that sample does not attract towards the horseshoe magnet. It means that sample on heating is completely a new substance, है ना. So that new substance does not show the properties of their constituent elements like iron and sulfur. जैसे पहले आयरन अटैक होता था, सल्फर येलो कलर था, but after chemical change, after heating, these properties they are changed. It means what? It means after heating, the substances chemically combine together to form a new substance or to form a new compound called as iron sulfide. So in this way, iron plus sulfur they form the iron sulfide. So iron sulfide is the compound which is completely different from the constituent elements. इसमें ना सल्फर का येलो कलर है, ना आयरन पार्टिकल्स का ब्लैकिश particles. They would not attract the horseshoe magnet. So in this way, compounds are formed by chemical reaction or by heating. But what is the condition for formation of a compound? Mind it well that students, these compounds they should be taken in right quantity. अगर इसका proportion fix नहीं है तो they will not chemically combine together. Okay, so it is enough for today's lecture. Thank you.